I'm just, I'm still playing around. I would prefer that you guys, whoever is using it, put those on. Literally clip it onto yourself so it's comfortable. I've already set it up. It's on. It's ready to go. Both of them are ready. Okay. No, just leave it there. I'll have it muted until... Yeah, the mic in the middle is getting sort of the room noise. Yeah, we've been running for a little while. It's 6:05. Put those on. Literally clip it onto yourself. As I said, wherever's comfortable for you. I've already set it up. It's on. It's ready to go. Both of them are ready. Well, we didn't broadcast that we're doing it, so... Okay. No, just leave it there. I'll have it muted until... Yeah, the...
But we're practicing it to see how well it works for if people miss time or for other places in the country so that they can hear at least the presentations that we do and then turn it into an audio podcast. So those presentations will become a podcast. And so when friends in Australia or Wayne in Florida or Sam and I are doing something, they can still at least participate. The way that the website is extremely different website, and the way that it works is you can get a link and go there, and then there's a text area. So I texted something in there, I guess it didn't work, but Jeff Stark texted and said, hello, ECT. So hello, Jeff is right there with me, but I don't know, he had to work late, so he may not. So there might be a few people come, Jeff may join us a bit, and Lauren may too, right? So this is a test. So this is great to have everybody here. So today we're doing our reverse of what we did last month. So last month we had two small groups, one Facebook and one Twitter. Leona did the Facebook group and Rebecca did the Twitter. And what we did was people got into smaller groups and they could ask questions and talk in more detail about Facebook and Twitter. So they wanted to do that again because a lot of people said that we didn't get to hear the other side. So that's I just have a few announcements. And that was about the recording, so we talked about that. Remember that the going to perfect that because we have some problems with people calling in and the calls being too full. This may be one other way of perfecting the calls or something. We're going to find a better way to do that. And we are on the second Wednesday of every month at 7 our time. Next time is going to be LinkedIn. We were supposed to do Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn all in one call, but we ended up just doing Twitter. And so the next time we're going to do LinkedIn. Larry Chevalier, who used to head for Human Hair and developed the first generation of this team, is running GTT in Edmonton now. He had 50 people at his first team. Wow. Someone just sent me some notifications that they can't hear. Let's see. I'll check it on. So he had 50 people, and he said, "Oh yeah, but only 35 of them were blind." I said, "My goodness." The people who know that CNID Edmonton sent it out to them and they see it. Thank you to them for helping with that. That's amazing. CRA update. Does anybody have a? Do you guys have CRA? I have a little CRA update. I don't know if you have another one.
No, I don't.
Well, this morning, this Monday the 25th, I went over to CRA to meet with, they are going to be meeting with the people that develop all these various apps and software. And I went and met with the people organizing that meeting. And they want me to come for like only about 5 or 10 minutes just to talk about how important it is for things to be accessible and to look at an inaccessible site and an accessible site, but we can't say anything about CRA itself. We just have to talk about accessibility in general. Yeah. So he was very appreciative, and we're going to offer GTT services for testing again. You know, if those developers want us to check their sites. This is an initiative that started last fall with Steve Slay, who works for Revenue CRA, and Wayne and Pierre, who are both now former CRA people, I guess. You're both retired fully. And I worked with them to develop accessible tax filing software. And so far, there's some accessibility in some of them if you're using a certain software. So it's going to be a project that hopefully before next tax season, we can know which ones are accessible with which software, and we can work on that. So they are very excited about us helping. June GTT here in Ottawa, I think it'll be the 15th. I think, Leona, last month we were talking about getting someone from the AODA to do a presentation. You did find someone, right, Leona?
Yes, I just have to confirm that they're available on that date.
And if not, maybe we can.
And he'll know somebody
Okay.
that could do it.
So that would be the topic, the AODA, and I think a lot of people were confused about how it works exactly and how you can file a complaint or talk to them about a complaint or what's coming in when. All of this is, the AODA for anyone outside of Ontario is the Access for Ontarians with Disabilities Act, and I think there have been some wondering about how it's being rolled out and how we can tell them if something's not accessible. So we are going to do that in June. So that was great.
There was an email, I don't know if anybody saw it from AODA, that they're now trying to promote a national accessibility program as well.
Is that Barriers Beyond?
Barrier Free Canada.
Yeah, I think also Donna Jordan is involved with that, as well as David Leposki. Do you know anything about that, Vangelis?
Yeah.
Are you involved with that with CCD?
I'm not directly involved. CCD is going to discuss it in a week in its council meeting. It's a committee that has been set up, and they have Donna is the president, chair of the committee, and I think David is part of the committee, and so they want to sort of start in the context of the federal election campaign to push for federal legislation.
A CDA.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in the U.S. it's
Well,
called
it's
the ADA, Americans
Yes,
with Disabilities.
It's very free Canada. I think they sort of have sorted out that it has to be federal jurisdiction, cannot be. They have a set of principles, and they say that they want the federal government to pass an act and to encourage provinces to do accessibility legislation. And I think that's how far they have got. And I think they have support already. CNIB has signed up, and I think Canadian Hearing Society, maybe the March of Dimes, and maybe a couple of other groups.
It would be good. Does the ADA, the Americans with Disabilities Act, does that really make a big difference? Has it helped a lot with?
Yeah, I would say yes.
Yeah.
It has
Yeah.
helped. It has
Very, very strong piece of legislation.
Yeah.
It has created some problems with people who claim Social Security because there's a problem with either being defined as independent or claiming Social Security. So, but the other funny thing that someone sent me recently, there have been now a number of lawyers and a number of disabled people who have sort of formed these groups, and they are called pejoratively drive-by litigators. So they'll drive by literally some inaccessible building or place. They'll file a suit, and these lawyers.
Don't think I could get up that step.
These lawyers get money, and they have these disabled people who go around filing suits and getting part of it,
And
some of
they
the
pass
money.
an accident along the way.
That is.
Someone said that they call them drive-by litigators.
Wheel by litigators.
So leave it to humanity, and they'll find it.
I think the main impact of ADA in the States is it's really put pressure on suppliers of services to the government.
Yeah.
You just don't get your contract unless you
Right,
actually.
right.
Yeah.
It has helped a lot, yeah.
And it's great that Canada has ratified the WIPO, Marrakesh Treaty. That is so that people can get books in all kinds of places, all countries of the world that ratify that treaty. It's going to be amazing to have them, and especially for people that speak more languages, that you could have books in your language of choice. I think that's amazing. It's amazing that Canada went.
As I understand it, clarification, they haven't actually ratified it yet, but they
Oh.
have committed to legislation to ratify it.
Right.
Oh, really? Okay. I thought they did. But is that good enough?
It's supposed to get actually approved before they sit down in 3 weeks' time.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's ambitious.
That's amazing. We are having radio camps again for anyone who likes to be interested in that. June 29, 30, July 2 and 3, under 21. August 4, 5, 6, and 7, over 21. You have to have blind or low vision. And it's a fun time. Shelley and I are running them. So you get to be with us for 4 days if you want. And
But radio camp is a lot of fun.
it is. And there's a 2-hour show at the end of every one. And so if you're all of us here are over, and Rebecca might be helping us too with them, and she's a wizard with these things, that if you do want to do some bit of it, or say Richard wants to do an ad for his Tech Fair Day, you could come for one day. You don't have to come for the whole 4 days, but if you wanted to spend some time learning how to make an ad for your Tech Fair Day, or someone wanted to do something specific to a project that they have or a certain interview, we'd be happy to take those interviews and play them on our show, our radio show, or other things. So it's always a handy thing to be able to learn how to audio edit and speak on air and all of these things. So if Vangelis wanted to do one about a drive-by litigator, you can come to Radio Camp and do that.
It's like those ads for lawyers.
Yeah, those lawyers.
Just be careful you don't get sued though afterwards.
So, do we agree then that next month on the 15th, if we can, we'll get AODA topic? Is that good for people to feel comfortable? And also, do we want to have any GTT in the summer or take the summer off? I was thinking that if we wanted a GTT summer, we could just have a bit of a drop-in where, not maybe for the full 2 hours, but maybe, a hour drop-in where people could come and help each other one-on-one or something. But you can think about that. We don't need to know that now. But that's a question. Maybe we'll go around and introduce ourselves. Just introduce yourselves, and then we can start to break up into our groups or does anyone else have other announcements or anything they want to say?
Just about the tech show, again, it's September 22nd. If anybody has any ideas, this is the time that I could really use them, because if you wait too late, then I can't implement. Everything's already booked up. So if you have any ideas, you want something new or different, or you know a company that would be great to show their new technology or something like that, that would be awesome. Let me know at CNIB, and I'll try to pursue that and bring them in or whatever.
So richard.marsley@cnib.ca, right?
Perfect.
And you know what I would like to see is this ultra bike. Has anyone heard of this ultra bike? It's like a bike, like one of those canes that makes noises when you're near stuff, but it's apparently a bike.
Oh.
It was developed in the UK. Has anyone ever heard of it?
No. But you're afraid to
Let's try and get it in.
Ultra bike.
Ultra
Yeah.
bike.
They have an ultra cane and then they have an ultra bike, and they say that people have loved riding bikes again that couldn't ride them for a long time, and I don't know how it works. It just sort of struck me that might be
We got glasses like that from Aruba, and now
yeah.
we got shoes like that from India.
So you wear shoes, you wear glasses, and you ride a bike,
And you
and
should be well protected.
you'll be all protected. Anyone else have anything they'd like to announce?
Well, I have an idea for the tech fair. There's this new prototype e-reader called the Canute. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. And it's supposed to be just for reading books. And it's a multi-line braille display, and it's currently like a prototype, and they have, I think, one or so. It's really cool.
A multi-line display?
Yeah, and it's meant to be a lot less expensive than the current display.
How can it be?
The
Oh.
company that has it, Rebecca, that we can investigate it?
I think it's called Bristol Braille or something like that. If you Google it,
I've
you'll,
heard of it. So.
Do you know how do you spell it? Canute?
Well, look up Bristol Braille.
Multi-line.
Multi-line, and if it's cheap, that's cool. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
we like that. That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
No, but cheaper than braille displays now.
Let's get some information on that.
I think it's still under development. From what I can
But it would be cool to have it, eh?
yeah, it would.
Oh. Who's this?
Wayne
Wayne McWilliams. How are you? Now you're sitting beside the other Wayne.
You're lucky.
Wayne.
Kim, if we could do a roll call.
We are going to do a roll call. I just wanted to do the announcements first, but we'll do a roll call. So maybe go around and say who you are, and then we'll maybe say if you did the Twitter or Facebook group last time or neither one, or if there's one that interests you the most, just so we have an idea of who wants to do what in the small groups. So Leona is going to lead a discussion about Facebook, and Rebecca is going to lead a group about Twitter. So shall we go? And Rebecca, maybe Rebecca's going to stay in here because she's agreed to be on mic for the Twitter, because it's more of a presentation, that you have?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm Kim Kilpatrick. I'm coordinator of GTT, and I have my dog Tulia. I have a Facebook question. because the app seems to have changed again in terms of its layout. As of today, when I was trying to post, it seems different again. I don't know how regularly they are, and I had trouble finding some things on my phone app and finding things labeled in a different way than I had recently seen. So if anyone else has any input about that after, that would be helpful. I also have a question about Blind Square and the transit app. Apparently they can be connected. And David Green and I were wondering if they are connected and you walk past a transit stop, will it tell you that there's a stop there? So if you're somewhere you don't know and if anyone knows, I'd like to know that.
Unless there's Foursquare location.
Oh. So would someone have put some of them in Foursquare, maybe?
Some of them are in Foursquare.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it'll tell you like major transit stations, but not like a transit stop on, Bank and Gilmore, for example.
Oh, someone said they're watching on YouTube, but they can't hear us. That was at 6:09.
Yeah, I've already
Okay.
talked to...
That was Jerry?
Yeah, it was
Hi, Jerry Harris.
Both Jerry and Jeffrey are on the
And
chat.
Jeff Stark's on the chat?
Yeah, he wants everybody to follow him on Twitter.
Who? At Lord Jeff?
Yeah.
Jeff.
At Lord Jeff, yes, we'll follow. Hey, ask Jeffrey Stark who makes the Ultra bike and makes the multi-line braille display, George.
Well, he'll hear you in just a
Yeah.
second.
Okay, so we'll go around. So, Rebecca, you want to go next?
Hi, I'm Rebecca Jackson, and I will be helping with the Twitter presentation tonight.
All right.
And are these people behind going to do some?
Why don't we do the table first and then we'll come back?
I'm Fran Cutler, and I just struggle in this world of technology, try to keep up. I'm particularly interested actually in Blind Square, which I have, but I'm not exploiting fully. And I wondered maybe at some point we should have, those who are interested, a workshop on Blind Square and Foursquare.
We should.
It won, by the way, it won the Winston Gordon CNIB Prize for Technology, their international award for technology.
Yes, and he recently wrote a really interesting article about how it's important to have apps be accessible, which is really interesting. I also would like to say that some people want a workshop on VoiceStream Writer, and I haven't forgotten that, too. All right.
I'm Faye Gibbs, and I'd like to sit on the Facebook presentation.
I'm Ken Gibbs, and I would also like to sit on the Facebook presentation.
And I'm Ida Davis, and I would like to be on their Facebook.
Oh, you're going to have a popular...
I'm going to try it tonight. Last time, Kim and I spent all the time trying to get the account set up.
Oh, and did you...
Set up.
You got it set up, okay. Because I messed you up.
Everything, but
I messed you up by logging in the wrong machine, and then it was a nightmare.
we're done.
Good.
Ready for rock and roll.
Who's next?
I'm George Schweizer. I'm the IT guy here, and I'm the one manning the computer. I have Jeffrey Stark on the stream and Jerry Harris on the stream right now. Jeffrey wants you to know that the multi-line braille display was a crowdfunding thing, and it's not released yet.
Oh. What about the Ultra bike?
He doesn't say there yet.
Ah.
So you're talking about the Bristol Braille?
Yeah.
First one is multi-crown?
Multi-line? Yeah. But we'll keep our eyes on it. Or our hands on it. Yeah.
I'm Leona Emberson from CNIB, and I will be talking to you about Facebook.
My name is David Green and Guide Dog Camille, and I'll probably sit in on the Twitter one again.
I'm Shelly Ann Morris. I'm taking notes here tonight, and I'm interested in Twitter, but interestingly enough, when I got my Facebook account all set up on my app on my phone, next time I went to use it, all I got was a blank screen. So I wonder if I should go back and sit in on that one again. Twitter would be interesting too. It's all interesting. And yes, I would be interested in having a workshop on Blind Square, because there's a lot there that I don't know about as well.
Vangelis Nicias, and I think I'll go for the Twitter tonight to learn something about it.
Sam Fulton, I'm also going to go on the Twitter. I've been on Twitter for about a year and a half, but I've yet to tweet.
Oh, really?
I lurk.
You learn.
But he's posting a lot on Facebook lately, though.
Right, so Wayne Antle, I did the Facebook one last time and it was really good. So I'll do Twitter. I use Twitter a lot. I don't tweet a lot, but I lurk a lot. So I'll do Twitter tonight. Yeah. Yeah.
Pierre Castagnier, I did the Twitter last time, which was great, but I'll join Leona tonight for the Facebook one.
Wayne McWilliams, probably sit in on the Twitter. I don't expect to be using it anytime soon, but it'd be interesting.
You never know.
Yeah.
You might. Rebecca might entice you in.
It's Richard Marsley from CNIB with Guide Dog Ashland, and I'm not sure where I'm going to go yet.
He's going to run back and forth.
Leave your options open.
So who else do we have?
Nick Jackson, Rebecca's bachelor's, trying to keep up with her technology.
Does she help you with your computers? Yeah.
I'm Mike Botton, and I'll be checking out Rebecca's Twitter presentation.
All right.
So there's 5 for Facebook and 7 for Twitter. Actually, I have Twitter. On the Twitter as well.
You're going to be Twitter?
Richard, have you made up your mind?
I'm going to go to Facebook.
Okay.
Let's keep it balanced.
So it's now, what time is it? 6:30. Oh, I have one other question. Does anyone have an Apple Watch? Not that I want an Apple Watch, but I sort of wouldn't mind checking one out. So, and what did you think?
I've never checked it out yet. I just read about it. I'd love to get into the Apple store to try one out, but we'll see.
David Woodbridge did about 30 million podcasts of the Apple Watch.
I know.
Yeah, 101, Apple Watch 101. If anyone in GTT land, well, Jeff won't because he's an Android man, but if anyone has one and wants to show it to us, we would be happy to know what you think of it.
It's supposed to be very accessible. So
Very accessible. I just don't know if I want one because what's the point when you have your phone? But
you have to have a phone to use the watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does it do?
Well, but it has this haptic where it touches your wrist.
Yeah.
And I think it does it when you're supposed to turn if you're doing navigation GPS, because I read something about a deaf-blind person using one and finding it quite good for that. So it's paired with your phone, and it does, you can do Siri on it or different things.
People use Siri apparently on it to answer
calls.
messages and answer calls without having to take the phone out of your pocket.
Yeah. It has the weather app on it. It can have different. I think it has will have some good points for healthcare.
Maxwell Smart had one of those years ago.
Let me talk to the shoe.
Yes, that's your heartbeat.
But I think eventually it might also track blood pressure and other things.
Yeah.
And I think for athletes it's quite good because I think it is a stopwatch and a
Tracks far too much, I
yeah,
guess.
calories. It tracks your calories. It can track your sleep, and so it can track a lot of things. Well, I don't know if they're accept.
To your doctor and your psychologist.
And they call you and say. So why don't we have a little break? Have a little break up so that we go. And Rebecca's going to stay here for Twitter. So anyone everyone who wants to stay for Twitter. Now, do we want to have, it's a bit early, but we could have the coffee. You could bring your coffee with you to the little boardroom or to here. Do we want to do that? Coffee and tea? No. Okay. Well, why don't we wait then? We'll do this for about half an hour, and then we'll check in with people, and then we can have a break and decide if we want to carry on or switch groups, or depending on how we do. So you're going to do, so everyone who wants Facebook, go with Leona. Leona, you know where you're going in the little room? Go with Miss Leona Emberson. Yeah? I don't have it here. What? I have it. I don't have it here. Why? Did someone want to see one? It's really okay. You know where the buttons are on the top, like where the bookmarks. So there's a center. You'd love letters. I'm just waiting to like. Yep. I'm doing it. I mentioned you guys in my. But it's not. I'm going to Twitter. Rebecca mentioned Twitter. Yeah, they're really nice. Our Twitter praise Shelly. Can't get it. God. Did you wait for me to come back? No. So Rebecca's going to tell us about this place. Before you guys hurry up. Shelly, you're such a rebel. You were on the rock. About what? I'm going to quit for anybody. Just give me a shout and I will backtrack or stop or do whatever I have to do to help you guys. Help you guys on Twitter to the rest of my ability. So what exactly is Twitter? You guys are probably wondering right now. Well, Twitter is a microblogging service that is used to send messages up to 140 characters. And what is a tweet? Well, a tweet is a message up to 140 characters that you want to send to your followers. What exactly are followers? Well, followers are people that can see your tweets and respond to them. But there's a little bit of a catch. Anybody can see your Twitter profile unless the tweets are protected. But your followers will have your tweets show up in their timeline, and the reverse is true for people that you follow. The tweet you follow will show up in your timeline. So exactly is this whole timeline thing? Well, home is where all of the tweets that we follow end up. So let's just say you want to follow CBC News. So more. We go on Twitter to follow CBC News. And when you went on Twitter, all the tweets from CBC News would show up in your own timeline. when you do a Twitter search for CBC News, there's a search function. And you would search for CBC News, and then depending on what you're going to tweet, you would follow bottom, or something like that. And all of CBC News tweets would be showing up in your timeline once you follow CBC News. So what kinds of tweets are there? Well, there's a simple basic tweet, which is basically you sending a simple message to your Twitter followers. So it can be anything from good morning to good night, to how are you guys all doing today, anything. It has to be less than 140 characters though. The second type tweet is a retweet. Think of a retweet as you're sending a tweet, think of a retweet as you're sharing a story with a friend. Like think of it you passing along a story that your friend said. So Rebecca, for example, George tweeted that we got on YouTube, and then I retweeted Rebecca tweet. Rebecca got it, and I saw it on her timeline, and I just retweeted it. So if you like someone sends you an article and you want to just tap on that one and tweet. Yes, it's a really great spread information for retweets. So you can also use Twitter to talk to people. There's two types of messages that you can send to people, and these are mentions and direct messages. A mention is a public message that you can send to somebody who you follow, and anybody can see that message. Anybody on Twitter. You don't have to, you can just go on Twitter and you see a mention. And now, what a mention like is, I forgot to mention, when you sign up for Twitter, you put a username, commonly called a Twitter handle. And that is address. You can address people by using @ sign, and then putting their Twitter handle right out sign with no spaces. So you could mention at GTG program, then I would see it in my notification that I got a mention from Rebecca, from Shelley, or whoever it was. So that's a mentioning. Yes.
You want questions you're going, or you want to do it?
Well, you can ask questions as you're going. Are there any questions right now? Yeah. You're pretty much stuck. I mean, a lot of people say last or something like that to sort of say like, look at my last and that last yeah. Because I'm going to comment and I could write better. Yeah, it's a pain. What's the difference? What tweet? What tweet? I think. Well, it's a new feature that they have. I haven't really experimented too much with it. I tried it the other day, and it seemed like I had 100 characters. It now shows up on my iPhone recently in the Twitter app, and there's a tweet. I seem to be able to write something before that's maybe, yeah. Yeah. What that is, that's an external service, and what happens is if you use something like that, you will click on the link, and it'll take you to a page that'll display the tweet with tweet or whatever you're using. So it makes it yeah. So it'll have the rest of the tweet when you click that link. Yeah. Do you have a question?
I do. You send a tweet that can show on Facebook as well, so you don't have to post it.
There's several ways you can do that.
I know that you can set up a hashtag that lets you tweet to Facebook as well. And I don't exactly know how that's done. It's called selective tweets. And you write hashtag FB after at any point during your Twitter tweet. Yeah, but I'm not really sure how you set that up.
There used to be that status report where you post. But it was gone and it wasn't updated. And now I haven't seen it be able to do that anymore.
I've been coming a few years ago and I looked at it there something, so I put my racing days and I didn't spend a lot of time on
I don't know.
There's also widgets on your Mac and notification features that you can post to Facebook, and then you can just copy your stars to Twitter or whatever, that way as well.
You can have Siri post to either one if it knows your account.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Sure. Yeah. You can from any from really Android.
And you can have it more than one account. So say you had your CCD account, you had your own personal, like I have my own. I have the radio account and also GTD, so I can switch accounts within between my account if I want it. Yeah. She's gonna show lines for that. And on the back one or two that do it.
I have a question. Your topics that are trending on Twitter. So is that essentially you mentioned hashtag, and that's how you identify a subject that you're tweeting, like hashtag GTT, and then if that got retweeted out to my podcasting message, and millions of people around the world are all hashtag GTT. Is that then that's a trending topic on Twitter?
Yeah, it can be.
Like, is there a mechanism through Twitter to see what's trending?
Yes.
You can do that.
It does say right there. It says trending on Twitter when you search.
Okay.
You could look up what's trending.
Yeah, you can also highlight countries, so what are the top trends in Canada, what are the trends in the US.
Okay. Where do you do that?
In your Twitter client device, or what you use to use, there's usually some sort of function lets you do that.
Sometimes they search below that or around that you're trying to do on Twitter.
Yeah.
And that's all tied to hashtags, right? So because that's how it's identified as topic.
Yes.
Bucket. Oh, right. Yes. A bucket. You're right. That's a nice way of putting it. Well, the Twitter app for iPhone is very good, and it's free. There's some other ones that aren't good. But on this I talked about on your CDC, but you can go on the website and do it there. Like Canvas, especially on mobile or site. You can on Twitter.com and you can just do it there. But you can get apps or programs on the PC that will make it easier, maybe. I find it really useful when something is in the news. Like when the Pilot Shield was last October, I was hearing all these weird things. I was thinking, can I get home? Am I going to be able to get home? And so I went on my Twitter feed and, the Ottawa Citizen is all there and various things that I could read in chronological order. So I was sort of learning as it was going what some were good, what was going on, and I could read the articles if I wanted to. So I find it handy the time screen. We can. I find it good for that. I like it for that. I agree. Somebody was saying last month that they go and follow their transit systems, like Trend or whatever, and if you were waiting for a bus and you open Twitter to see if there was any major. I don't know if anyone followed.
I'm on my Twitter, I have my icon down at the top, there's people, boom, search, compose tweet, and then there's the audio says signature at the bottom, it's timeline tab, notifications, messages, me, so I don't know trending stuff, must be just coming up on
Search, right? Yeah. I'm gonna open my Twitter app. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Well, if you have a username, then you mean you just want to be on somebody's Yeah, you can run Twitter and then follow them. You don't have to tweet anything if you don't want to. You can search for the username if you want to on Google or whatever, or go to twitter.com/insert username or whatever, and you can find them that way. But the best way is to have a Twitter account because it comes to you continuously, whereas like you have to make a note of checking every day your Twitter account. Username, email, and password. That's about it. Oh, by the way, David, I went on timeline, and if you swipe left or right with three fingers, sometimes you're going to get to a timeline called Discover, and it's trending. So right now trending is Memorial Day. We're only hearing us say more trends, Microsoft. When you first finger right or the right to the left, I don't know which way when you're on your home front. I tell you, you get the timelines. I think somebody else knows. Why don't you tell me it was you? So there's three timelines. There's timeline. This is new. This is timeline is 1 of 3. Discover timeline is where you find the trends. Activity timeline. I don't know what that is. Let's see.
I don't understand the hashtag in the beginning of it. I know it's a number sign, but
do you mean just the basic concept hashtag? What it is? Well, the hashtag basically is to categorize tweets about a certain subject. And say right now you're on the top trending. I'm assuming you're on the top. Yeah. So that means that the tweets that are hashtag Memorial Day are pertaining to Memorial Day, and that's one of the top things that are being tweeted about right now.
So for example, it's at a great barbecue hashtag Memorial Day.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, the hashtag is the number sign, or it's shift. What is it, maybe 3 on the yeah, I believe so. Shift on the app. It'll tell it, like, that's how you tell it. Yeah, it'll tell you hashtag. But it's like in Braille, it's a number sign, isn't it?
Yes, it is as well. Yeah. It's like a buffet. That's a good description. Like a buffet. Yeah. Yep. Sure did. Like you only wanted to get WWW tweeting hashtag. Oh, we love WWW. Welcome to my like her messages in there. Hashtag WWW. What I say today we're going to have some show. Hashtag Yeah. You could. I know could also reference WWW, which is your Twitter feed for the show. You could say, I'm really excited to be tweeting with you, whatever you want to say, and then obviously in my notification that I mentioned. Either be a direct message, I guess, from you. Yes. From you at CWWW, whatever you do, that's a direct message. Send a mention. Or we send a public tweet. We have to tag or mention the Twitter account. Yeah.
This one here says, hashtag Nobody else can see it publicly. Senator, somebody, and it's just between just you and the person that I direct you we can change that so that DM anybody. No. You have to go and change it yourself. That option's there. Yeah, but I think most of the time you would only DM someone you follow. Yeah. Yes, you can do that. No problem. That is a good question. If you tweet something, like if you tweeted someone in Greek, So how you're on your iPhone, say, and starts reading in Greek, Oh, yeah. I wonder if some of the PC clients would farther than that. Like say them and kind of like chicken nuggets. I don't really know. I imagine it would probably depend on what system you're using to read your screen reader. Depending. No, I tried. You were just reading Braille with your display. So you still have to select the language. By the way, there was an upgrade to the Braille tab. Would Jack start to say that they're breaking all the time? He's not suggesting them anymore. Well, they took that out. Humanware, brilliant, yeah. That's he's not even getting them for anyone anymore. They break all the time. Yeah. But yeah. I heard they had a deal on it now that was 500 to 500. Okay, we'll hear that. Sorry. So that's okay. Now we're going to talk about Twitter clients. So how do you tweet? Well, a Twitter client is a program that interacts with Twitter, allowing you to use all the regular functions of Twitter without using the website. So Twitter clients are out there. Well, you've got lots of options for Twitter clients depending on what platform you're using. And the first platform that you're covering is GCC. So you've got three options that I'm going to talk about. There's lots of options out there. The three options that I'm going to talk about are Chicken Nugget, GW Blue, and Tween. So here's some general info about using clients. All the clients require that you authorize the application for use with your Twitter account. So basically this means that the application is just going to take you to the Twitter website to verify the application for use with Twitter. So say insert client name here would like to use your Twitter account, and then you follow the necessary procedures. That's the first time that you log into your Twitter account, and remember if you verified it, you don't have to do that more than once. Basic navigation. So basically, three Twitter clients, Chicken Nugget and GW Blue, use similar principles for navigating. In these clients, you see buffers that contain your tweets, mentions, messages, and so on. Those are different. So the buffers just kind of a cool thing. To read them, well, you can go into that later. So I'm just going to skip to Chicken Nugget. These are the most accessible ones on this Twitter client's got a funny name. It's probably one of the most popular Twitter clients out there for blind people. It has a few customizable options, such as support service, which actually lets you lengthen your tweet. Somebody mentioned they were able to lengthen their tweet. They have support for that. You can download a free trial version, and a link has been provided on the GT blog. Another Twitter guide on there. You can repost it again.
the application itself costs $15, and the trial is 29 days long. So you can either do your tweets in a window, like in a window that anybody who's not screen will be able to see, or you can use something called the hide window feature, which lets you retweet any application. Yes. And in order to use the hidden window feature, you would control and accommodate with left arrows to decide between buffers and up and down arrows as well to read the contents of the buffers. The second one I'm going to be talking about is Tween. Now Tween is another Twitter client, really popular in Japan, just being accessible. It is also free. However, unlike some of the other clients, it does have a hidden window feature, which means that you can't navigate your buffer control in Windows in combination with the arrows from a different application. And there's a resource available on the blog, which
we have the link between.
Yeah. So TW Blue is the final Twitter client I'm going to be talking about. This client is also free, and it's still somewhat under development. It has some of the features of Chicken Nugget, including the fact that it streams your tweets instantly, which basically means that you will get a tweet as soon as somebody sends one, pretty much instantaneously if you so desire. It also has a main window menu system, as well as a hide window option, and we have provided the link in the Twitter guide as well as a link to the README. And those are the main Twitter clients available for the PC.
You know, because you would know when it's interrupted every time there's leave or something. But you just go there with it on and then you set it up so you don't have to bother until you want. Yep. Is that it would be a bigger gear.
Yeah. You definitely can turn off streaming, especially streaming on your timeline. That can be a bit crazy, especially the more followers you have, the more things you're going to get, so that's going to be so busy. You can definitely shut that off for sure.
So I know you don't want to, so how do you keep them
I generally mod them on because, like, I just find the constant sound it's kind of but I'm doing work or something, I'll literally turn it off.
And what do you use them for? To keep in touch with what do you use Twitter?
I generally use Twitter to keep in touch with a lot of there's a Vine community online, which is quite helpful and full of information. I also like to use it to keep up to date on the latest news, and you know the latest happening on the world. And I find it's an efficient way to keep in sync with all that stuff.
Radio news
I usually use Twitter. I mean, very rarely listen to the news. I kind of get it out sometimes. Anyway, I go on Twitter to listen to the news.
That's interesting. Do people have questions about CDC and Twitter clients? There are links to them on the map. You use, I know.
Yeah, a little bit.
On the map, there's one called Peru. It's Japanese, which is Night Owl, but now they call it Night Owl, right? And it's very good, actually. You use it.
At Silverlink, my first account. Yeah, at Silverlink 57. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You can. Yeah. Right. Okay.
tweet it. If there's a link, it will pass it out. No, what I want to know, though, you know how they can make lists with Twitter? Can you go to lists with your night out? There was a keyboard shortcut, I think that's Command K or something, but it didn't seem to take you there, yeah. Twitter's pretty good now. Yeah, Twitter's pretty good. On the iPhone Twitter app, I don't think Twitter's been updated much. Some people use Twitterific now, which is doing quite well. I sort of find it easier on the phone sometimes. Yes, I agree. It's a lot faster. I haven't heard of that. But I get a little, I get a noise. I hate that. That I do hate. Yeah.
Rebecca, on now my page here says 710 following.
Yep.
528 followers.
So the people who are people who I'm following are the people who show up in my timeline. They don't have to necessarily follow me back. Bless you. Yes, and the 528 are the people that are currently following me. Yeah.
Do you read a lot of news articles and read them that way?
Yes. I generally, when I check my Twitter in the morning, because that's like the first thing I do when I wake up, I generally look to various articles and retweet articles. I often find a lot of my friends are great at finding really good articles, so I end up retweeting them.
Are you very etiquette about how much you're supposed to retweet or not retweet or something?
I don't know an official one, but I know after you see a couple of maybe like 15 or 20 retweets in a row, you're like, this person's retweeted quite a bit, you know. I mean, they're good. It gives interesting posts and interesting articles and things about songs. All right.
I feel like destroying any evidence of my miserable self.
It was a retweet that I retweeted. There's really good retweets. You know what's fantastic about Twitter? There's these things called retweet or retweets. There's these awesome Twitter accounts that are quote accounts. So like they'll tweet famous quotes, and they'll tweet like you know that one is like I feel like, and it'll say like I feel like a person who's really happy, or like I feel like something one, and it's I feel like the sound of tomatoes make when they like really comedic stuff like that. You can follow like anything. Twitter accounts that do notes and that sort of thing. I find they're a lot funny, they're short, they're simple, they're a little quick laugh on your way to work. I like to read those things quite a bit too, as well.
Cat one came out of that. You'll never hear me say.
Yeah.
I read a whole bunch of never knew what this three fingers was.
But it's nice because it is chronological. It's Facebook. It's bounces around all over the place, and it's hard to.
Yeah. Twitter's nice that way. It's sort of.
Yeah. And like for example, depending on who else you follow, like if you go into GTT, you can look up who GTT accounts follow, which is a lot of blind seventh swings names. You can follow those if you want to, or just. So it's kind of interesting when you see friends and then you think, oh yeah, I know that person or this person. It's very
It really is. For sure.
And if you're at a conference like this year when people were at CSUN or probably when they were in Australia, whatever site or place you were interested to know what's going on, you can might send you some search for that topic. Like they'll tell you at the beginning of a conference, they'll say Twitter the hashtag is GT2020 or whatever it is, and then you go search that and you can find whatever you want to say. Now it's not weird because someone will say, I'm going for because they're at the conference and they want to meet for I don't think I've had that. But then you will read like about people's workshops or something. Like so Candelas was at the UN for the UN. What would the hashtag be for that? I guess it would be UN. But like the new one, the barrier-free Canada, or whatever, you could search. Like if they were having a meeting, you could search for that. And if they had been tweeting about, oh yeah, we met with this minister, and now we're talking to this person, you don't have to actually be in the room and kind of know what's going on a little bit.
It's funny because it must be sort of a Twitter etiquette or something, because different times people have said, oh, I was at this presentation, and instead of listening to the speaker, people were on their phones acting, but really they weren't doing that. What they were doing is they were tweeting out what was going on at the conference, and so maybe you see people that looks like they're on their phones, but then they could be tweeting out what you're saying.
I think you have to be careful because I think a generation like Rebecca's generation, they're able to listen and also do it. No, because I was giving a presentation to first-year university students one day, and I was talking away about accessibility and technology, and someone put up their hand and said, I just Googled you and I noticed you wrote a blog post about this, and I thought, this is what they were. You know what I mean? And we had a very interesting discussion based on what they found out about me. So it's not like they were bored or anything. It's just that they wanted to see what I had written on the web or whatever. They wanted to see about the GTD blog. So when we see the GTD blog and we notice, and so it's different. But it's not that they're not focused. It's just that they look things up while you're there instead of waiting till afterwards.
Are they excited?
Yeah, they were excited, but I mean, they could have been blind and done it.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
No, I think that generation can do it. I can do it with the Braille display. I can't do it when I'm talking, like when I'm listening, but I could do it with the Braille display.
So recorders are now having to use it in the course. You're not allowed to record, and they can send tweets.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hitting it.
Yeah.
You could do that for sporting
last year.
What they do with my son plays out of Los Angeles, and he follows, while he's watching the games, he's on his phone, Twitter, and he knows, what people are saying about a particular play.
I wonder, how does it work with getting people together? Like, say we were lobbying for something. If you tweeted it out and it took off, like, you could get people to listen and to pay attention, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever used it? Has anyone ever used it for some way like that?
You could create a hashtag or something to get everybody to buy into it.
And just keep using it over and over, I guess.
So Rebecca, if you wanted to, like this one tonight, You'll Never Hear Me Say, so did somebody just start that and put a hashtag, You'll Never Hear Me Say, and then tweet that? Is that what they would have done?
Yeah, that's what they would have done, and then people just kind of join in. And I mean, it takes a lot of tweets to make something top trending in Canada, so presumably a lot of people caught on to it, and
I guess it's like YouTube. You sort of don't know what's going to take off and not take off. Right? Like, it could be that something really takes off, and then you don't know really.
It's going to be crazy around the election.
Yep.
You don't want to follow anyone there.
But on election night, the last provincial, was it the provincial or the municipal? Well, both, I think. I did go on, that was on CBC or election or whatever, and you could follow what was happening in your riding or whatever in your different, and it was handy because you could see who was ahead, whereas before you never were able to, you had to wait, and it would be on TV and they would say, oh yes, you see below here, these are the results from Ottawa, Carleton, and you're like, well, that doesn't help me, I don't know what's happening.
It's all the time, because now they don't say what's on the radio, they just tweet it.
So the Twitter feed is good for that. If you want the immediate results of or where so and so's in there speaking about this and.
Well, I think the more savvy politicians now are using Twitter to their advantage, right? Like, Jim Watson tweets.
You know who else tweets a lot is Yasser. I followed him because he followed our radio show. He is a busy guy. He just does stuff all the time. Oh, so what were they tweeting about racing and this who was running? Yeah. Well, even I guess when he had his, did he do a play-by-play when he had his snowmobile? Is anyone else following anything really interesting on Twitter or?
I don't know, maybe helpful for tornadoes or
Yeah. So what would you follow for that? Environment Canada? Something ready? Emergency ready?
Yeah, emergency radio comes in with a particular song, just based on whatever the emergency. All the radios.
That's where this started.
It started, yeah. I heard it too, Sam.
Tornado.
Yeah. So it beeped all over the radios or something? Yeah. But it would be interesting to see what you should follow for. Like, if you followed Environment Canada, would you only get, like, I don't want all of Canada, but would it know your local area or something?
There was another thing this morning that said, if you go to Facebook, you know those Amber Alerts?
Yeah, for kids.
Those are going to come through on Facebook.
I heard that if it's in your area.
If it's in your area.
On the radio quite a bit, but if it's needed, they can
Yeah.
I love that. Degrees. Oh, it's awesome.
Is it free?
No, but it doesn't cost very much. I think it costs maybe $2. Because that time when there was a tornado warning here, someone saw it on TV, but it went by really fast. the morning, and it takes you right to the Environment Canada page where you can read the whole thing.
And you can set up push notifications, so when there's a warning, you'll get it on your phone right away.
And you can set up different cities really easily. So like if Fran wanted, if you wanted Sydney, Australia, and you wanted here, and you wanted, like some people that travel a lot, maybe they want all these cities, and it's a list. So you just tap on whatever city you want.
Degrees.
Degrees, I think. Degrees. Yeah. Oh, let me look. I got it on my phone. Yeah, I think so. I can share it with you, I think. Do you want me to?
I have to run to go catch my bus, but I don't want to stand in the rain.
Thanks
Thanks very much. Great job, Rebecca.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Degrees, yeah. I can share it when I get home. Oh, yeah, we have to talk to you.
Yep. I'll be in on Thursday.
Okay, we can set it up. We got it. We do an annual interview with Mike about his daughter for our radio show around Father's Day, and we did it just after his baby was born, and we did it last year when she was 1, and now we're going to do it when she's 2.
Every year.
Well, maybe she'll eventually say, that's enough of that.
Yeah. And being a father who is born.
And just if there's any adaptations and how he needs to do that. It's kind of fun.
We got lots of airplanes.
Yeah, because Mike's mom kept telling all her friends to listen to TV. And we said, how do we get 60 whatever views of our
61 plays?
It's like, where did that come from? It was that. Does anyone else have Twitter-related questions, comments?
I'd almost have to sit down with somebody and do it.
Oh.
Like, this is really good. It gives me an idea, but you almost have to sit me in front of a computer and go here, go there.
Well, we can arrange that.
Well, we can do that. So if anyone wants to, I'm sure Rebecca can help you.
I'd be more than happy to help anybody who'd like
And I'll help.
some
I can
assistance.
help you or other people.
And does Twitter change the way Facebook changes from every 2
No.
minutes?
No.
You think
It changes a bit sometimes the way the app is, but it doesn't change like that.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't jump around like
Facebook
Facebook and
every week or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
when you turn around, it changes something.
So no, it doesn't, and it is nice and orderly. I find. Don't you, Wayne? Do you find
I
it?
love Twitter. It's always like nothing's ever changed that I couldn't use it. And
Yeah, it
is
never
in a way.
breaks. I don't think.
Now, sometimes what's great is when you sign on, you're getting the very latest tweets all the time.
Yeah.
So it's always you're getting the latest information.
Yeah.
And it's always in order.
At the top.
Yeah.
And then when new ones come in, they're at the top, and so you can go up to the very top and get those ones if you want.
Or you can filter if you're interested in a particular person or group, just filter and follow, just see what their latest tweets are.
yes.
Yeah.
And lists are also very useful as well.
You can make lists and put all your tech stuff in a list or all your news in a list, and then you can just lower your friends and look at. So I find it easier. I find Facebook drives me crazy when you're trying to sort out that.
Apparently Twitter hasn't worked out yet how to make money.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
They have ads, don't they? Because some of the
Very-
ads
very
pop up
few.
in their
Very
in their
few.
timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. It's interesting.
A lot.
Well, they have that new app now. Is it called Periscope?
Yes.
What is Periscope?
Periscope's great.
What is it? Do you use it?
I haven't done a stream on it yet, but basically anybody who has a Twitter account can sign up to Periscope, and it is a live streaming video service, so you can stream your video broadcast, and everybody will get a notification who has Periscope and Twitter, you know.
People in theaters are streaming movies.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's why people are mad and they're streaming sporting events. And
Yeah,
stuff.
and like it's cool because broadcasters actually stream their behind-the-scenes studio
Ooh, we
sometimes.
could do that show.
It's very cool. Yeah, it's great.
Said that we should be recording what goes on in the
Yeah,
mics.
because sometimes we're whacking each other like
Yeah.
mics and then we're talking about something and then we're like, oh, and last week we should have because we got new soundboards and we're like, where is this button now? Where is it? Oh, good morning, everyone. This is
It's pure chaos.
Yeah.
As soon as the mic's open, it's like,
hello. We are here with you.
Yeah,
And it's
but
like,
you
where's
can-
the button?
Currently
The
live.
button and Shelly's hands are like underneath there.
Yeah, I can set up.
It's quite funny.
I've only ever watched anybody's broadcasts. My video skills need to be up to par before I start
Well,
streaming.
this is the problem with blind people in video. Like, I videoed myself walking around one day, and I was going to post it on YouTube, and someone said, that is terrible. It's all shaky, and I said, well, it sounds good. And the audio quality. But I didn't know that you have to hold it still. I thought it would just move. So I'm walking down the street and holding it, and the sound quality was good. I was talking about Tulia, but it said you're not even pointing at Tulia, you're pointing at some poster. I don't know. It sounded all right. I need to know. I don't know how blind people will do it. I guess. I don't know.
I know a lot of, the other cool thing about Periscope is that you can actually...
Yeah, but I don't use Instagram.
No.
Do blind people use it?
I've tried it, no,
I
don't
you
personally
wouldn't admire anything that's on there either.
But Periscope is cool because people can actually send in live comments to your feed, so you can comment on whatever somebody's broadcasting. So
What is Vine anyway? Do you know what that is?
Vine.
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is. Yeah, Vine. It's another. It's another social.
V-I-N-E?
Yeah. George, do you know what Vine is?
Yep, it's YouTube. But every
I
video
was just trying to make sure
about
you're
6
saying.
seconds.
yeah, it's like really short. So
So why would you use it?
Same reason you use Twitter over a blog post. It's a artificial constraint that spurs on being more creative. Because
Yeah.
if you're limited, you have to do things to get around those limitations.
Yeah.
So, for example, a Vine is 6 seconds. You have to create an entire video that is legible in 6 seconds. Just like
Yeah.
a Twitter post is only 140 characters. You have to
Do it
get
Vine.
an entire thought across.
It won't work for Irish guys. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. My grandparents would not have to take an hour. It's like Homer's really 12 hours. That's it.
I'm videos. Seeing the camera for 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Is anyone on our Twitter, on our
live stream right
our
now?
live stream?
Jerry Harris and Jeff Stark.
Oh, they're still there, but Tom never came, eh?
Did anybody else show up?
No, we just had the two. Well, we haven't been. Like, I mean,
We
because
did publicize.
was the only public.
Okay. So
I
nobody
tweeted
else.
it too, but
What do they see when they're on the live stream and here? Do they see?
they see
They
the
see the
presenters.
front table there.
Mhm.
So you'll see the two presenters on the right, three people on the left, and then they hear the room audio, and then the two presenters are wearing mics.
So are they hearing it well and everything? Have they said
Yeah,
anything?
there was some audio quality problems, but I think I know what's caused that.
Okay.
But I mean, the presenters come along fine because you guys have nice mics on.
Okay.
It's the room that's the big problem.
Yeah.
I see.
But it's just a trial. So
Yeah.
it helps you, George, to be trialing? Would
Oh
you
yes,
like to test
I'm
it?
going to have to test this several times before I get it right, I'm sure.
No, but this has helped you?
Oh, definitely.
And we've been okay. We were better than the first time. Well, but I was bad the first
What
time.
happened the first time?
Well, I just didn't say what we were doing, and I just sort of ambled into it. And then he said, we need to know who you are, and what you do. Yeah.
You're a radio star.
I know, but I was thinking with my GTT hat on, not my radio show or storyteller hat on. So it was not good. So hopefully this is better than that.
Hopefully.
I know that one of the things that we always used to get criticized for when I was in government was for using acronyms. And I think that if this is to be useful in a broader context, it would be important not to use acronyms. Or to explain them. Or to explain them, say them once.
Like GTT?
Get together for technology. Yeah.
Well, no, GTT I think you probably get away with, but government acronyms and things like that.
It's
I
true
agree.
because you get used to, I know, blindness acronyms are, you start talking about AODA or CCB. Yeah, it is interesting. screen reader reads acronyms out. Sometimes it will say an acronym when you don't mean it. Like if you write ST, it'll say street right away.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I didn't want street. I wanted to say.
Sometimes when you're reading like CKCU FM, it says CKCU Fathoms.
Yeah. Yes, true. That's fathom. Or it'll say.
Yes.
I was reading a book today that mentioned an MG, the car.
Yeah.
It read it as milligrams.
I know. I'm going to get in my milligrams. You can actually turn those, on some screen readers, you can turn them on or off. I forget if you can on the iPhone. You know, you can ask it not to read that, not to read that way. Like,
Yeah. I think you can do that, yeah.
yeah, I think it's in under VoiceOver somewhere.
Yeah.
You can, or something, right? Somewhere under there, you can do that. Because it can be distracting if it. And CA, it would say California, like sometimes, or something like when you would do websites.ca, it would sometimes say California or some other.
Addresses with which I'm driving, say John.
Yes.
No, not
Yes.
It is funny.
And street comes out as Saint.
Saint,
Yes.
Rito Saint.
Rito Saint, that's right. So when you're doing Apple Maps or something,
Riverside Doctor.
Riverside, it will, like when you're doing them for the Apple, like the apps, the maps, it'll read them like that.
And it messes up the pronunciation of street names.
Yeah, it does.
Oh yeah, like it would say Saint Laurent. or
Saint
something.
Laurent.
Yeah, just try it on Sault Ste. Marie.
Steve Murray. Salt Steve Murray. That's what it's. Oh, it's funny. Well, that's the same kind of issue you were saying, Vangelis, when you were talking about. Oh, tell us your happy story.
Oh, my happy story is I updated my Kurzweil to 14.
Yeah.
And it's really great. A lot of productivity and pleasure. It's especially good for image PDFs.
Now, Angelo, you have to explain what a Kurzweil is.
Oh, it's a scanning software, and you don't need to use it with a scanner itself because you can scan PDF documents and you can read e-books with it. It has a online function, so you can get to Bookshare if you are registered.
Oh.
And you can get to
That's
some other
new, I think.
some other libraries.
Wow.
And it has maybe 10 built-in dictionaries, which are very easy to use.
Does it have different languages? Could you?
Yes, you can scan in many languages. It has 2 scanning engines. And you have to play with depending on what you want to scan, because they have different advantages and disadvantages. And it has it's not very expensive really, and it has it comes with a classical literature folder, and I would think it has about 100 well-prepared classics that would sort of take time and effort and perhaps even money to get in any other way. So I figured, I got many things for $200.
200, that's good. Does it, if you scanned a book then, would you save it in a way that you could read it on a digital book player or some other?
Yeah, you can convert into Word or Daisy.
You can do MP3 too. I do MP3 all the time.
You do MP3?
Yeah.
And what voice
version you have, David?
What version? That's a good question. I got it 2 years ago.
So, and what voice does it read when you change the document into an MP3 to listen to it? What voice is it? The Kurzweil voice, whatever you picked, or what?
Well, that's a good question because I use Eloquence.
So it sounds like Eloquence. Yeah.
So I use Eloquence with JAWS and with Kurzweil. So, but while I can scan, well, I when I listen to it on the phone, I just put it in a Word document. I don't make it an MP3 then.
Oh, so you listen to it on your phone. So you put it in Dropbox or something and then
Yeah, I'll
get
just
it?
scan it to a Word document there and put it in Dropbox.
Have you checked out the classical literature CD?
The literature CD?
Yeah, the classic.
No.
You should. You will find a lot of interesting things there.
Yeah.
All of Shakespeare and all kinds of things.
I just remember several years ago having several books from that, and it was, you know, reading with the eloquent voice, it would say things like, help, help, he cried in desperation, and it would say it like a flat intonation, and it would just make me laugh so hard because it's just that whole like expressionless voices, you know, talking like it was such a. So Shakespeare would be interesting to hear it read that. Do we have any more questions? Maybe we should go in the other room and see how they're doing.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yes, Rebecca, you did a great job.
Thank you very
We can tweet all about it. Does anyone else? We could go and just see how they're doing and tell them that they can break or not. Maybe I'll go and I'm taking my mics off. Hello, Jerry and Jeff. Thank you for sitting in.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in to those who participated in the live stream.
And any comments you might have on how we can improve this would be really great.
Yeah.
I'm going to go check to see what they're doing in the little room.
Is it safe to take the mic off now, or?
Yeah, you can take it off.